Okay, so in this section here, we're going to be talking about 9-ball patterns and the correct way to run out a rack of 9-ball, and what you have to think about whenever you approach the table. Okay, so now let's look at this pattern here. This is an extremely difficult pattern. In fact, if you can run this pattern out, that's pretty good. And the reason this pattern is so difficult is because it requires you to be on the correct side of each ball to get on the next ball. And if you don't get on the correct side of, say, the 3 ball, the cue ball is going to run into the 7 and you won't be able to get on the 4 ball. And the same with the 4 ball. If you don't get on the correct side of the 4 ball, the cue ball is going to run into the 6 and 8 ball and you won't be able to get on the 5 ball. So this is an extremely difficult pattern, but what this pattern does is it helps you understand how important angles are. Okay, here's what I do whenever I approach the table playing 9-ball. Right away I'm thinking in 4-ball patterns. And that's really important. In the beginning of a 9-ball game, you want to be thinking in 4-ball patterns. For instance, here I'm shooting the 1 ball, but I'm already looking at the 2, 3, and 4. And out of those 4 balls, which balls are the problem balls? And right now I can tell that it's a 3 ball and the 4 ball. So if I don't get on the correct side of the 3 ball, I'm going to be in trouble because the cue ball, like I said before, could run into the 7 ball. So I need to be on the correct side of the 3 ball so I can bring the cue ball back to get on the correct side of the 4 ball. So precise shape on the 3 ball is really important. So that's what I'm thinking about when I'm shooting the 1 ball. I'm thinking about what is the easiest angle on the 2 ball to get that precise position on the 3 ball so I can bring it back for the 4 ball. That's why it's so important to think in 4-ball patterns instead of 3-ball patterns, especially in the beginning of a 9-ball game, because there are so many more balls on the table and there are so many more problems that will come up. So right away I know that if I'm going to shoot the 1 ball, I need to get on the correct side of the 2 ball. Now what does that mean, correct side of the 2 ball? Well, what I like to do is I like to draw a line from the pocket I'm going to shoot the 2 ball in through the 2 ball. And we can see this line here. Now I ask myself, well, what side of this line do I need to be on to get on the 3 ball? Well, if I end up above that line, I'm going to have to shoot the 2 ball, come off the side rail or end rail, and come around to get the precise position on the 3 ball, and that's going to be kind of difficult. So the easiest way for me to get from the 2 to the 3 would be for me to end up below this line here. That way I could just shoot the 2 ball and roll the cue ball toward position on the 3 ball. And now we can see this line that goes through the 3 ball. So I know that after I shoot the 2 ball, I need to roll that cue ball up near that line or slightly above the line. And if I'm in that area right there, I can either draw the cue ball back for the 4 ball or I can follow, go to the end rail, and come back down for the 4 ball. But one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to end up below that line, otherwise the cue ball will run into the 7 ball and my run will be over. So if I do get on the 4 ball, I know that if I'm below this line, this is an easy position shot to get on the 5 ball. It's that contact line that takes me directly for position on the 5 ball, and we discussed that earlier. If the cue ball is sliding, when it contacts the 4 ball, the cue ball is going to head in this direction here for the 5 ball. Okay, now I'm going to start shooting these balls in, and I'm going to show you some errors that players make. So here I've shot the cue ball and I've ended up on the correct side of the 2 ball. So here I can see that the contact line is going to take me toward where I need to be on the 3 ball. And here I've ended up on the other side of the line, but I should still be okay. I can just follow the cue ball to the end rail. But now, if we look at this, I've ended up above that line, so now I can't get back on the 5 ball. Now my run is over. Okay, so now here's another error that players make. Here I've ended up on the high side of the line, the 2 ball line, which means now I have to draw the cue ball to the side rail and bring the cue ball back out to get position on the 3 ball. And whenever you have to draw toward a side rail and bring the cue ball back out for position, the speed control is very difficult. It's much harder than if you just had to roll the cue ball toward position. Here I've ended up on the 5 ball, and I just need to roll down for the 6 ball. But here you can see that I've shot it too easy, and now my cue ball is going to run into the 8 ball after I shoot the 6. Okay, I'm going to shoot the 5 ball again, but this time I'm going to hit it a little bit extra hard. And as you can see, now the cue ball is headed right toward that line, and that's much better. I should be able to avoid hitting the 8 ball when I shoot in the 6 ball. But now, look at this shot here. This is a common mistake that a lot of players make. And I'm going to freeze it right here. Okay, so let me tell you why it was a bad shot. If we look at the 9 ball is at the other end of the table, which means I'm going to need a really good angle on the 8 ball to get on the 9 ball. And the ideal position for the 8 ball would be for the cue ball to be in the middle of the table, or maybe a little bit on the right side of the table, so I can shoot the 8 ball in this bottom right hand corner pocket and have the cue ball go 2, 3, maybe 4 rails for the 9 ball. But if we look at where we are right now, the cue ball is straight in on the 7 ball, and if I were to stop the cue ball where the 7 ball is, I would end up with a straight in shot on the 8 ball. So the only way I can get a really good angle is I have to draw the cue ball back about 3 or 4 feet to get an angle. And whenever you're drawing that far, there's a chance you could overdraw it or you could miscue. Okay, this time I'm going to show you the difference. Here I'm going to play position on the 6 ball, but this time when I'm shooting the 6 ball, I'm thinking about the correct angle on the 8 to get on the 9. So now watch what happens. When I shoot this 6 ball, I'm thinking, well, I need to roll ahead a few inches to end up on the other side of that 7 ball line. Now, when I shoot that 7 ball, I can have that cue ball move to the right. Now, if you look at this angle here in the 8 ball, this is ideal. This is just a low right English shot. You go 2, 3, 4 rails, and you end up perfect on the 9 ball. Okay, now this is the second run out, and I'm going to be running out this rack, and along the way I'm going to be explaining some of the errors that players make and kind of what my thought process is when I'm shooting these shots. So right away when I'm shooting the 1 ball, I'm looking at the 2 ball line, and I know that I have to get below that line to get on the 3 ball. And if we look here, I ended up straight on that line, and it's going to be very difficult for me to get on the 3 ball. So this time, I tried really hard to get below that line, and there I am. I'm below the line. I now have an easy angle to get down table for the 3 ball. So here, I see that 3 ball line, and I know I need to end up below it. So this shot here is just a simple sliding shot. That contact line is going to take me directly to the 4 ball. And if you look at this, I'm straight in on the 4 ball. So now if I can just roll the cue ball forward a couple inches, I'll have the 5 ball in the side pocket. Now I'm looking at the 6 ball line, and I know I need to end up below that line to get on the 7 ball. So this is where I want to end up on the 7 ball. I want to end up right near this first diamond right here. That'll give me a nice angle to get on the 8 ball. And once again, this is just a sliding cue ball. I just use the contact line to take me toward that 8 ball. So remember, when you're playing 9 ball, you really have to start visualizing those lines that go from the pocket through the object ball. Those lines help you determine what side you need to be on to get on the next ball. Okay, I'm going to show you a great drill, and you need to start doing this all the time. This is the best drill out there for 9 ball. Throw out 3 balls, and I want you to run these 3 balls out in numerical order. Here I'm going to shoot the 1 ball, I'm going to get on the 4, and then I'm going to shoot from the 4 to the 10. But what you have to do is you have to pick a pocket for each object ball before you begin the run out. So let me do this again. I'm going to throw out 3 balls, and before I even start shooting, I pick a pocket for each ball. For instance, here I'm going to shoot the 7 ball in the corner, 8 ball I'll probably shoot in the side, 11 ball corner. Here I just shot the 7 ball in the corner, 8 ball side, I'm going to draw back for the 11 ball. And I'm going to shoot this ball in the corner. So you need to be able to run out 3 balls 5 times in a row. And you have to run them out in the pockets that you chose for each ball. So once you do 3 balls, you move up to 4. And once again, pick a pocket for each ball. 6 ball corner, 8 ball side. I'll probably shoot, I probably shoot that 10 ball in the side pocket, 11 ball corner. And you have to shoot the balls in their chosen location. And if you make any sort of mistake, your run is over and they have to start from scratch. You have to start all over again. So you can move your way up to 5 balls. And remember, pick a pocket for each one. This one I'm going to shoot the 1 ball corner, 3 ball corner, 6 ball corner, 8 ball lower right corner, 9 ball lower right corner. So what this drill does, it teaches you angles. It forces you to play correct angles to get on the next ball, because if you don't, your run is over. You cannot shoot a ball in a different pocket. You have to shoot it in the pocket that you selected before you started the run. Now, when you get done with this video and you want to take your game to an even higher level, go to my website, www.0x-billiards.com. I've got the best kicking video out on the market, bar none. It's got 1 rail kicks, 2 rail kicks, 3 rail kicks, end rail kicks, side rail kicks, and it's the only video on the market that contains a 0x kicking system. The easiest system in the world for kicking, and you don't have to be a mathematician to do it. And for a limited time, anybody who downloads my kicking video will get absolutely free my next video, 0x banking. This video takes out all the guesswork of banking. These are the secrets the top bankers use, and these are the secrets you have to know to be a top level player. I'm giving it away absolutely free to the first 200 people who download my kicking video.